Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great brand episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast. We're reaching the finish line here. Another beautiful episode here with Tad and Will, bringing you all intensive, all inclusive coverage of all 32 teams in the league. Tad and I started off the season in the preseason researching and studying all 32 teams, bringing coverage through them throughout the regular season to you guys. And we're down to two remaining teams, Tad. And looking at the two remaining teams, the AFC side, we basically predicted. The NFC side, to be honest, Tad, we had mentioned like a couple other teams that could have contended with the Eagles, such as Detroit, San Francisco, perhaps. But here the Eagles are. We expected the Eagles to be able to be a team that can get to this point, especially with Saquon Barkley. And, so here you have it. You basically got, I don't want to say David versus Goliath. I would more say maybe Godzilla versus Kong. You got like King Kong versus Godzilla here, essentially. You got two heavyweights of the NFL, except like, the AFC side of things might just be a little bit mightier. And hey, but the Eagles, it's like you're still a team that can. You've done this before with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You did it 2 years ago. Tad, this is gonna be a really exciting matchup. I would certainly anticipate it to be probably in the 30s and the 40s of scoring, because it's going to be an exciting and an entertaining football game. The Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites. And obviously you got the big storyline of, going for the three-peat and everything. And I'd like to get your take on that storyline, Tad.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, for one thing, it's a lot of pressure. I mean, they can say that it doesn't mean a lot and that it's not a lot of pressure and it's just another football game. They can go up on the mics and say that, but I mean, to have a chance to be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in a row and formally cement their dynasty amongst the best of all time, that it means something, and that definitely it'll put an added pressure on them. So it'll be really interesting to see how they come out and how they use that. It could be against them or it could be um to their benefit, even depending on basically how they use it. So it's going to be interesting to see. We know that they've been here, they've done it. So this is going to be a great game between two teams. They both know what they want to do. The Kansas City Chiefs, they possess the ball very well. They um just have that clutch factor. They make the play when you need to make a play. And the Eagles, they also possess the ball very well. They run the ball well. They run the clock down. They keep the opposing offense off the field. And I think that's going to be a key. Can you make the plays? Can you convert third downs? Can you keep Patrick Mahomes on the bench? If they can do that, they'll have a chance to pull off the minor upset, like you said, a 1.5-point spread. So basically, they see it that it could go either way, and I'd agree with that analysis.
Well, Tad, there's going to be a lot of scenarios, where I feel like it is going to come down to a lot of short yardage situations. And if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to do what you know best. You're going to probably have to rely on your signature play, the tush push, probably more than once. So you're going to need an amazing game from your offensive line. Saquon Barkley, Tad, you got to get Saquon his touches. You got to get Saquon Barkley his touches in the red zone. If I'm the Eagles, I don't go down there in that red zone and pass on a first down or pass on a second down right away. I make sure to diligently get the ball to Saquon Barkley.
I mean, if they're going to win this game, you'd expect Saquon Barkley to have a huge impact. A big run. You need a big run or two out of Saquon Barkley. Like explosive plays, he needs to be at his best.
He needs to be at his best. Obviously, Tad, we saw Jalen Hurts put up an amazing Super Bowl performance 2 years ago. I would
Yes.
I would certainly expect Jalen Hurts to put up an incredible performance here.
Yeah, they're gonna need him to make his plays as well. I mean, if you got a long third down, can he convert it? Can he make the throw? Can AJ Brown make a play? Devontae Smith, Dallas Goddard, you got options. Can they be reliable in the passing game? They haven't had to pass very much in the playoffs. I mean, they had the 7 rushing touchdowns in the conference championship game. If the situation calls on it, can Jalen Hurts step up to the moment? That's probably the biggest question going into the game for me.
Can Jalen Hurts step up into the moment? I mean, obviously, not Tad. I want to also notably note that amongst starting quarterbacks of the past 19 seasons, or I saw a stat where what was it? The last 19 starting quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, only one of them has returned, and that's Jalen Hurts, I believe.
Amongst the losing quarterback, yeah.
So
Yeah, I recall seeing a similar stat.
really a second shot, and things come full circle for this Philadelphia Eagles team.
And I really think that's a credit to the Eagles and their front office. You built your roster, you were able to get there, now you're able to get back. You've had some mistakes, you've had some lulls. Obviously last year it did not end nearly the way they hoped it would. So they had their defensive issues and they address it. They improve their secondary, they improve their front seven. You bring Zach Bond, and he's been one of the best linebackers in the league. You draft a pair of rookies for your defensive backfield, and they've turned your defensive backfield all around. It's a very respectable defensive backfield now. So everyone that was mentioned, and then some, they're going to need to make plays to slow down the Chiefs' offense.
Kansas City does have them on a 1.5 point spread. ESPN betting odds, yeah, 1.5 point spread for Kansas City. Matchup predictor though, Philadelphia is 56.1 to Kansas City's 43.9, according to the ESPN analytics. So, it really could go either way, Tad. I personally do believe, like you said, I feel like it's going to be the Eagles' defense that probably takes them over the top. I'm not just, yes, I mean, you wouldn't be surprised if the three-peat happens, but if the Eagles are to win this football game, which I do think they find a way to pull this out, it'll be because of their amazing secondary players such as Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, yeah, it would be great for those two rookies to make a big impact in obviously the biggest game of their young careers. And I mean, obviously, with this being their first season, can they rise to the occasion? I mean, it'll be a big moment for them. I mean, obviously, they've never played in a game like this. I mean, they played in playoff games
their entire lives, but never a game like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they may have played in like state championship games. They might have played in like some big time college football games, but this is another level. This is a spectacle. This is the biggest game of the year. You dream as a kid if you're a football player of making that play in the Super Bowl, and now it's their reality.
You're going to need to go out there and play the best game literally of your entire football life, or just your whole life ever, like your whole existence. And if I'm a Cooper DeJean or if I'm a Quinyon Mitchell, like you were born to then in that moment, sir, defend and make Patrick Mahomes' life, I mean, as hard as you could possibly make it. Like
Yeah,
it's made to do, and now here you are.
and looking on the flip side, what the Chiefs defense, they're gonna have their hands full, obviously, with the Eagles rushing attack. It's gonna be paramount for the Chiefs to keen in on Saquon Barkley, do what they can to stop Jalen Hurts on the short yardage runs, as we've mentioned before. So it's gonna be a big situation. Can their linebackers step up? Can their defensive line create pressure? I'm looking at guys like Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Nick Bolton, Leo Chanel, even. So just some big players there that need to be very good, and they need to do what they can to slow down this dynamic Eagles rushing attack. Not an
Yeah,
easy task.
yeah, they need to do what they can. And like I mean, I don't know. It's just like obviously Mahomes, we know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go out there, he's gonna get his plays made to guys like Travis Kelsey, to guys like Kareem Hunt. I mean, it's pretty predictable what the Chiefs are probably gonna do here. Do you think they do anything different?
I mean, they might have some tricks up their sleeve. I mean, you never know what Andy Reid's gonna scheme up. I could see a few trick plays and stuff.
Yeah, Tad, and obviously, not to mention the Super Bowl halftime show. You got Kendrick Lamar and SZA apparently will be making a performance. So I would personally rank this halftime show amongst Super Bowl halftime shows that I know. Obviously, based on pre-knowledge, it's pretty up there. So
All I can say is, I mean, it's got to be nice to see Lamar in the Super Bowl. That's something that I know the Ravens have been hoping for many years, and they've fallen short. But yeah, nice to see Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl. Now if we can just get Lamar
I
Jackson there.
feel like Tad, it's going to be an amazing halftime show.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot of people watch this game. A lot of people that you and me, Tad, we watch as much football as we could possibly can. But now this is
Yes, sir.
the one game of the season where I mean, um, people that literally don't watch any football, this is like the one game of the year that they do watch. So yeah, it's just apparently, and yeah, Tad, what's your take on Donald Trump being the first sitting U.S. president to attend the Super Bowl?
A historic event to say the least.
I mean, this is a historic event all around. I mean, especially if the Kansas City Chiefs do pull off the three-peat. Obviously, it would be a big moment, for you'd have the first three-peat in NFL history, and then you'd have the president of the United States, the two-time president of the United States, that is shaking hands. Definitely, he would with the three-time Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I mean, but I would still feel like he would do it with the Eagles too. So, an interesting move by the president of the United States to attend the Super Bowl, as that hasn't
Yeah, he
necessarily.
was apparently invited by the New Orleans Saints. Of course, the Super Bowl in New Orleans, so they have a scene there. So apparently somebody in the organization thought that was what they should do, and they did it. So here we are.
Yeah, yeah, Tad. It's really nice to see a president attend the Super Bowl. I don't remember like Joe Biden or any presidents like that attending Super Bowls. Uh, I'm just or any president. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see. Yeah. But in all seriousness, Tad, I do believe the Eagles have everything it takes to win this game, and you got the mighty again. I mean, they also have to slay the dragon, as you said with the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, the question is like, can somebody beat this team in the playoffs? I mean, they've gone through now back to back to back undefeated playoff runs. Can somebody end it? I mean, that's the question for the Eagles. They've many teams have tried, many teams have come close. Nobody's done it for. 3 seasons in a row now. So can they be the one? Can they make a legacy for themselves?
Obviously, like, and I do mean it like in all fairness, it's like yes, like the Chiefs have everything you can go out there and do to do this 3P. Like, yes, I know what you're gonna do, Kansas City. You're gonna go out there and do what you normally do, and you're gonna put up a fight. And I mean, Philly's gonna put up a fight, but at the end of the day, I mean, I can't. I mean, personally, I'm not. I listen, listen. I'm truly being sincere when I say I think Philadelphia is going to win this game. But obviously, I certainly am saying that, Adam.
I I want to humbly and sincerely ask you, Mr. Wicker, who is your pick to win, um, to be named MVP of the Super Bowl?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and predict Saquon Barkley is the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I'll make my prediction as well. I also think that the Eagles break through, they win their second Super Bowl in the past decade, and I think the MVP of the game is actually going to be Jalen Hurts. He's gonna break out and he's gonna make the plays he needs to make. He'll have a big game, have some big downfield passes to AJ Brown, have some big runs, and I think he'll be the one to make the difference.
I you love to see that. I mean, it's gonna just be an incredible game of football. Like Tad, this is like you and me have covered over 200 plus regular season games here on the Gridiron Glory. We've watched over 200 plus regular season games, and like it all comes down to this, right? This is what we did all of that for. So here we are.
Here we are.
A
It
very
is.
sweet ending that is the Super Bowl. So yeah, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern here in the United States. Um, one of the most watched sporting events of the year. An American holiday, some might even call it. Yeah, Tad. And where would you rank the Super Bowl amongst championship games in professional sports?
I mean, as a standalone game, I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, it's a cultural phenomenon that transcends sports, even. Like, you have the most casual of casual fans. They don't care about sports at all. They'll watch the Super Bowl. That might be the only sporting event they watch all year. I mean, it's one
And
of
you
one.
see it. So here you have Super Bowl 50, right? 59, right, Tad?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is it 59? Now I don't feel like I can.
Yeah,
But
let's go with that. Yeah,
it's 59.
let's go with that. That sounds fine.
Well, I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Yes, Super Bowl 59. Yes.
Yes, Super Bowl 59. So yeah, Tad. And where would you rank Super Bowl 59 amongst super like the amongst super? So Super Bowl 50 was, you already know, 2015. Yeah, where would you rank this Super Bowl matchup amongst the previous 10 Super Bowl matches?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously can't rank it until after we've seen the actual matchup, but it's got potential to be a good one.
Right. Yeah. So there you have it. Chiefs Eagles Sunday night. Be here next week. We'll recap the action. We'll recap the season and the off-season preview for these two franchises. I either whatever happens, it'll be historic. It'll be historic, Ted. I might love to see it or maybe hate to see it. I don't know, depending on what happens. All I can say is I like the color green in this game, that being the color of the field, even too. And to be honest, if the United States president is going to be in the building, it only makes sense that the national mascot, an eagle, should win this game, perhaps, which is my prediction. So yeah, Tad, did you have any other final thoughts or takes on Super Bowl 59 coming up this Sunday?
I did not have any final takes.
Folks, this is the Gridiron Glory. We cover all 32 teams. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us. Be sure to catch us next season, even. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch us next week for a Super Bowl 59 recap. This is the Gridiron Glory, where we cover all 32 teams.